And here come the Stanford Cardinals. Heading to the field here at Stanford Stadium, where today the Oregon Ducks come into town to take on the 7th-ranked Stanford Cardinals. And the standings in the Pac-12 North after their season-opening loss to Northwestern. Stanford has reeled off 8 in a row. They're undefeated in conference play, ready to take on an Oregon team that has finally gotten healthy and ready to take it to the Cardinal. Hi, everybody. Gus Johnson along with my partner Joel Klatt, and welcome to Stanford, California, where today we're going to watch this Stanford team, Joel, that plays a rugged style of football, and their leader is a 19-year-old rugged young man.
I tell you what, I can't wait to watch Christian McCaffrey play. This guy, when you're talking about weapons around the country, he's probably the most dangerous threat because of everything he can do. He's a 1,200-yard rusher, but he'll also line up as a wide receiver. And don't forget about the special teams either, because he's very dangerous as a return man. He wears number 5 because his favorite player is Reggie Bush. And this guy's taking the Pac-12 by storm, just like Reggie Bush did back in 2005.
As for Oregon, they're finally healthy. That's because their quarterback, Vernon Adams, who's had to sit out with an injured finger, is back, and he's leading them all the way. He is playing so good right now, and that's in turn made their whole team play better. Their defense is starting to play better. They played much better against Cal last week. The offense is hitting their stride. 777 yards of offense last week. That's a school record. The one thing about Vernon Adams that Stanford is going to have to defend is his ability to hurt them down the field once he leaves the pocket. He's so good and dangerous as a runner that they're going to have to defend that so well up front. All right, in a series that dates back to 1900, Stanford leads, but Oregon has won 10 of the last 13. But Stanford derails Oregon's national title hopes in 2012 and 2013. The Ducks will return the flavor today. And welcome back to Fox College Football, presented by Kay Jewelers. We're ready for Oregon at Stanford. Time now to join the 3rd member of our team on the sideline. Here's Molly McGrath.
Well, Gus, this matchup means a lot to Stanford quarterback Kevin Hogan, who shocked a ranked Oregon team in his first start on the road back in 2012. Hogan said this memory will always be special to him, especially because of how much this rivalry has grown in recent years, telling me it was fun to play spoiler in the past, but this year our teams have switched places. We're the ranked team now, and we have everything to lose, but it's not going to change how we approach this game. Christian McCaffrey agreed, saying, "We have the mentality that this game is not guaranteed. We know that Oregon's an unbelievable team, and they're not going to quit, guys."
All right, thank you very much, Molly. Stanford won the toss. They will receive the football. Last year's game, Oregon led wire to wire as Marcus Mariota threw for 2 touchdowns, ran for 2 others. Thomas Tyner had 2 scores. As you take a look at the series history, Stanford leading it. Winner has gone on to win the Pac-12 since 2010. Matt Wogan will send it away. Christian McCaffrey back deep. And we're underway from Stanford. McCaffrey will take a knee, and Stanford will start from the 25. So, a couple things to pay attention to when the Cardinal have the ball.
You love boxing, right, Gus?
Yes, I do.
Styles make fights, right?
Yes.
Well, this is the contrasting style game that we all love. It's the offensive line for Stanford. Joshua Garnett, the best up front, experienced O-line. They have to establish that Stanford style. And then on the other side, it's DeForest Buckner. He's the Ducks' best defender, and at 300 pounds, he has to have his best game in order to stop this vaunted Stanford rushing attack.
So we've got the Matador versus the Bull, folks. Stanford, the Bull. The fluid athletes from Oregon, the Matador. First down and 10 of the 25. McCaffrey. Lead ball. They give it to him over the right side with the running room. McCaffrey, first down, Cardinal. Tackled by Joe Walker. Christian McCaffrey this week. Stanford unveiled the wildcalf.com, launching McCaffrey's Heisman bid.
Well, he's officially on the ballot. 295 all-purpose yards per game. Leads the FBS. Christian McCaffrey, so dangerous in every facet, but it starts in the run game right between the tackles.
A gain of 14 on the first play. First down and 10 of the 39. McCaffrey, the deep man in the I formation. Hogan pitches it to him. McCaffrey cuts it back, looking, and finally Russell down. by Joe Walker. So, Kevin Hogan, 32-9 as a starter. 13-6 against ranked teams and more wins than Andrew Luck, Jim Plunkett, and Steve Stentrell.
This guy is a winner. He's been a winner ever since he was first inserted into the lineup and led Stanford to a Rose Bowl victory in his redshirt freshman year. He's dealt with tragedy in his personal life. His father passed away last December. Kevin Hogan is a man leading this Cardinal team.
The Virginian, 2nd and 5 at the 44, and he'll drop it off. McCaffrey in space, and McCaffrey going down as he's dragged down from behind once again by Joe Walker. How special is this kid? Everybody in the country tells us how special he is, but you knew that he was special when he was 10 years old.
That's
Joe.
right. I worked the Ed McCaffrey football camp when I was back in Denver. Of course, Ed McCaffrey, a former Denver Bronco, and Christian McCaffrey was a 10-year-old. And as a camp counselor, I remember telling all the rest of the kids, hey, just do this drill however Christian does it, because he was that good all the way back then.
3rd down and 1 for Stanford. Opening drive that started at the 25. Now Wright comes in. And Wright straight ahead looking for the first down, and he has it. One thing about this Stanford team, when we talked to Coach Shaw yesterday, he couldn't stop talking about the unselfishness of his men.
Well, and the last ball carrier epitomizes that. Ramon Wright. Here's a guy who's a senior, thought he was going to be a featured tailback his senior year here at Stanford, but Christian McCaffrey just bursts on the scene. Now Wright, more of a role player, but he's playing that role beautifully.
1st down and 10 at midfield. Here's Hogan to throw it, and he delivers near side. Kajust laying out Devin Kajust. That's a 16-yard pickup. He's got Stickum on his hands.
Well, his quarterback made this a little bit of a harder catch than it should have been, but Kajust, that's just amazing. There's no coaching point that can teach you how to do that. That's just athleticism and will.
17th catch of the season. He set a single-season school record, averaging 23 yards a reception in 2013. 1st and 10 at the 34. And McCaffrey jitterbugging, skipping, turning, and finally wrestled out of bounds. And David Shaw on McCaffrey, this is what he said. The crazy thing is, yes, I did think he was going to be this good. 4 to 5 times a game, you rewind the tape and say, how did he do that? He runs inside, he runs outside, he catches passes, he returns. He threw a touchdown pass last week. Nothing can't be done.
What I love about it is it wasn't just the coaching staff that raved about this kid since he was recruited. It was his peers. When he showed up here on campus in the summertime, it was his teammates that said, this guy's going to be special.
2nd down and 4 at the 28. Opening drive for Stanford. McCaffrey, this other setback. They give it to him straight ahead. You know what I'm waiting for him to do, Joel?
What's that?
I want to see him play O-line and D-line. At 6 feet 200, I think he could do it. They love their guards here.
They better not ask him, because he will do it. He's willing, there's no question. At 200 pounds, if you tell him he's not a big back, he's just going to look at you like you're crazy, because he thinks he's 220 pounds. On a critical 3rd down here to open the series, open this game. This one likely going to be on Kevin Hogan's shoulder.
The 3rd down and 4. At the 28, McCaffrey in the backfield with Hogan out of the gun. Here's Hogan to throw it. Pumps, looks near side, delivers, and caught. Michael Rector with the reception.
Too much cushion given by the corner, Tyree Robinson, number 3. Kevin Hogan came all the way back. That was like his 4th or 5th wide receiver. He wanted to throw it to the left side of the field, came all the way back to his outlet, and was able to still pick up the conversion.
Rector coming on, 4 catches, 66 yards, including a 43-yard touchdown last week against Colorado. 1st and 10 of the 23. And they pitch it. McCaffrey, look at the feet. Look at the elusiveness. Christian McCaffrey, he got it all from his mom, folks. That's a gain of 7.
Lisa McCaffrey was a soccer player here at Stanford when Christian's father and Lisa met. Of course, Ed McCaffrey went on to be a great player in the NFL, but Lisa McCaffrey was a terrific soccer player, and her dad was a silver medalist in the Olympics as a sprinter. So the athleticism
Comes from mom.
comes from mom, and he'll tell you, and he knows where his bread is buttered because he wants to get fed when he goes home.
That's right. 10th play of the drive. That started at the 25. 2nd and 3 at the 16. Here's the pitch. McCaffrey wants to throw it to Hogan. And incomplete. Hogan was open.
We found what he can't do. Throw the ball. Hogan was wide open. Beautifully designed play from David Shaw and the Stanford Cardinal. Everybody committing to stop Christian McCaffrey. Hogan wide open. Had a chance to maybe pick that one up before it hit the ground, but that ball severely underthrown.
So that brings up 3rd down and 4 at the 17-yard line for Stanford. Hogan out of the shotgun with Christian McCaffrey. And here's the toss. McCaffrey gets outside. McCaffrey looking for the first down. Flag on the play, though.
Holding offense number 18. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
That's Austin Hooper, the junior.
He's the tight end here on the outside of the formation, stood up. And they want to get on the outside, and you see he gets beat to the outside, and then he's got to grab the defender. That's Rodney Hardrick, number 48, the senior from Colton, California. And Hardrick did a great job of getting that outside arm free. The contained player in defense has to remain the contained player. He kept his outside arm free and forced the hold.
Great opportunity for Oregon right now to make Stanford settle for a field goal. 3rd down and 14 at the 27. And Hogan running it. Hogan will not pick up the first down as he's shot down at the 15. Kevin Hogan has shown that he can run the football. He ran for a career-high 112 yards and 2 touchdowns against Washington State 2 weeks ago.
Much more athletic than people give him credit for. He gets that moniker as a game manager, but that's just because of the intricate system that they run. Nice run there, but unable to convert.
So Conrad Ugrohina comes in last week. He did not attempt a field goal against Colorado. This one from 33 yards away. And it's good. Long drive for the Cardinals, but they end up with only 3. Coming up, the Oregon offense. This has been a back-and-forth series that dates back to 1900. Early on, the Cardinal got the better of the Ducks, but recently, Oregon is dominating, winning 10 of the last 13 meetings. Number 5, Oregon 45, Stanford 16 last year. Number 5, Stanford 26, number 3, Oregon 20 in 2013 here. And in 2012, number 14, Stanford 17, number 1, Oregon 14 in Eugene. Cardinals send it away. Charles Nelson back deep. He's a burner. Starts from the 1. And Nelson gets up to the 20 before being wrestled down. So coming up, Vernon Adams ready to lead this Oregon offense. He's healthy and ready to win. Fox College Football presented by Kay Jewelers is sponsored by State Farm. It pays to double check. Talk to your agent today. And by AT&T. DirecTV and AT&T are now one, bringing television and wireless together. Stanford leading Oregon 3-0. Couple things when Oregon has the rock.
It's about Royce Freeman. He's kind of the overlooked back in the Pac-12. 143 rush yards per game, leads the conference. And then Blake Martinez, the leading tackler in the conference. That's going to be a matchup that's going to be fun to watch all night. First
down and 10 at the 20-yard line, and they'll give it to Royce Freeman on first down. And Freeman gobbled up. Great defense by Stanford. Now this Oregon team dropped a slot machine last week, 777 yards on Cal, breaking the school record set against Nicholls State in 2013. The Ducks scoring 44 points, a loss of 4.
It's all about the health of Vernon Adams. That right index finger, he's been brilliant the last 3 weeks.
And here's the handoff, and it's Freeman bringing it away! Down the sideline! Rolls Royce out of bounds at the 35. Dallas Lloyd tracked him down, but it's a gain of 49.
All you need to give Royce Freeman is a sliver of space. Well, they gave him a runway in the middle of the field. Took advantage all the way down the field, and just as Oregon loves to do, playing fast after a big play.
He's #1 in the Pac-12 and 5th in the nation at 143 yards a game. They give it to him again. Freeman, no, this time it's Benoit. And Kenai Benoit picks up 15.
They've got such a deep stable of backs. Benoit, they'll bring in Brooke James and as well as Taj Griffin along with Royce Freeman.
First down and 10 at the 20. And some movement up front.
Offside. Defense. Contact in the neutral zone. #7. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Aziz Chatou. And there's Freeman. Now he'll get on the training table. And they'll look at him. First down and 5 of the 15. And Adams runs the option. Adams with the pitch. Heading toward the end zone. Addison. And he's knocked out of bounds inside the 5. Braylon Addison. Cody Whitfield making the saving tackle.
Not even the same team that we saw the first month of the season. They are so much better. Remember, this is the first year that Vernon Adams has been in this offense, so it's almost as if he's a true freshman. Now getting the rhythm of the offense.
First down and goal at the 3. Opening drive for Oregon. Adams will hand it off. Benoit tries to cut it inside and runs into a wall. Some great defense. Kevin Palma, the junior from Pixley, California.
And this is when that tempo becomes such an asset to Oregon. Try to get up and line up quickly.
Second down and goal at the 2. Benoit remains in the game. Benoit running straight ahead. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Oregon wastes no time. They march it down the field. 6 plays, covering 80 yards. All runs. 6-3, Ducks.
How about this block? You got Cameron Hunt, number 78, man-to-man, and just manhandles Solomon Thomas into the end zone.
Aiden Schneider comes in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. Buckle your seatbelts, folks. This is Oregon Stanford. Both teams scoring on their opening drives. Oregon on top of Stanford 7-3. Royce Freeman. Some big runs on that drive as they go 6 plays covering 80 yards. Benoit with a 2-yard touchdown.
The tempo was staggering from Oregon, and that is born out of Vernon Adams getting more experience in this offense.
Matt Wogan will send it away. Christian McCaffrey, the deep man. And Wogan delivers another very good kickoff down in the end zone. So coming up, this young man, a Heisman candidate, Christian McCaffrey. He can do a little bit of everything. And he'll be on the field right after this. Fox College Football presented by Kay Jewelers is sponsored by Bud Light. Make the right call. Drink responsibly. And by Goodyear Tires with a strong tradition of superior performance. Welcome back. Some dignitaries in attendance. Phil Knight, founder of Nike, Oregon supporter. Eric Armstead, former defensive lineman with the Ducks, plays the 49ers now. And there's Jim Plunkett, 1970 Heisman Trophy winner for Stanford. His wife, Jerry, next to him, played golf with them on Thursday at the Stanford golf course.
Jerry can play a little bit.
Jerry, 6-time club champion. She's got a short game like Gary Player. 1st and 10 at the 25. And a handoff to McCaffrey running straight ahead. And McCaffrey crawls forward, gets close to the 30. There's Jim. I tell you, Jim hits the ball like you, Joel. He hits it a ton. And there's Jerry to the right.
Jerry's saying right now, well, you drive for show, but you putt for dough.
She hits some putts, too, I'll tell you that. He's got soft hands. 2nd down and 7 at the 28. Kevin Hogan. Hogan finds McCaffrey in the flats, and he doesn't fool anybody. McCaffrey just thrown to the ground. Great defense to Rodney Prevost, the junior from Houston, Texas, with the tackle.
And Oregon's doing an excellent job of being where they're supposed to be. That's one thing that Stanford can lull you into, is you feel like you've got to do more than what you're coached to do. And Don Pelham, the defensive coordinator for Oregon, this defense has been much maligned, but they're playing fantastic so far today, and all of that is just being where they're supposed to be, fundamentally sound.
3rd down and 9 to the 26. Hogan will let it fly. Sets up in the pocket. Now scrambles, looking for the 1st down. Can he get outside? No, he can't. Delivers. And incomplete. Reggie Daniels with pressure on Kevin Hogan. Rector, the intended receiver. And there is a flag on the play.
The flag came way back from the back judge late in the play as Hogan was breaking the pocket.
Personal foul. Defense number 33. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
That's Tyson Coleman.
Tyson Coleman, the senior from the state of Oregon, playing as an outside linebacker, and as he's going back into coverage, apparently they thought that was a blow to the head, because it wasn't a grab of the face mask, which is why there wasn't much of a description there during the announcement. And Mark Helfrich, I think rightfully so, very upset right now on the sideline.
The ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is under further review.
Now they'll go back and see if that ball was actually completed. A lot going on here, but to go back to that penalty, I think that Mark Helfrich has a gripe here. As Tyson Coleman, and we'll take a look at the catch. Boy, that's close. Looked like that left toe was on the white line. As Michael Rector was coming down with that ball. Pretty amazing effort for Hogan just to get outside of the pocket anyways. Get that ball down the field.
Either way, Stanford will have a 1st down because of the penalty. Hogan improvising here.
And he shows you the strength just to get that ball out towards the sidelines in the first place. And Michael Rector almost coming down with it. I just don't know if there's enough video evidence to overturn that. It's so hard to tell exactly where he secured the ball.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called. 1st down. Oregon has received its first sideline game administration warning.
Well, that was against undoubtedly Mark Helfrich, because he was very upset with that call, the personal foul on Tyson Coleman that ended up getting him this 1st down, as he was trying to make contact with the wide receiver going down the field, and he came off of the shoulder, went up towards the helmet, didn't grab the face mask. I think Mark Helfrich has a very, very sound argument right now.
1st down and 10 at the 41 for Stanford. Here's Hogan. Drops it off. This is Bryce Love with the catch. Nice run after the catch. Picks up a 1st down and gets to the Oregon 40. Mondu with the tackle after the 19-yard gain.
I love how they use Bryce Love, a true freshman, and David Shaw doesn't love to lean on true freshmen, so he tries to find spots for them to have success so they can feel good going into the offseason. This is one of those spots. Bryce Love, so good in space. He sends them to the wide side of the field. He's got all the space in the world to work with and creates a 1st down.
From the 42. McCaffrey. get to the 35. Tyree Robinson with the tackle. Let's go to Jenny Taft in the studio for a Lowe's game break.
Thanks, Gus. Who would have guessed number 14 Michigan would go to double overtime with Indiana? The Hoosiers haven't beaten the Wolverines since 1987. The streak continues. 4th and goal. Nate Sudfeld's pass falls incomplete. Michigan gets the win, 48-41 final. Gus Joel, back to you.
So Michigan holding on. McCaffrey tries to get outside, and he will not. This time it's to Rodney Prevost, and Rodney Hardrick combining on the tackle.
And just a huge play, because now it knocks Stanford back into a pretty sure passing situation. When they're in that short yardage, they've got the whole playbook at their disposal, but now you can get those quick rushers on the field and try to get Hogan as a statue in the pocket.
That's a loss of 4 on the play. 3rd down and 7 for David Shaw and the Cardinal. At the Oregon 39, Wright lines up in the backfield. Trips at the bottom of your screen. Here's Hogan to throw. Far side on the money. 1st down. Michael Rector ran a great route, and Hogan put it on him. Gain of 10.
I love the timing, because this ball is going to come out before Rector's even out of his break. Almost no chance for a defensive back when the timing is that impeccable. Tyree Robinson, the coverage wasn't bad, but it ends up as a conversion anyways for Stanford. That's what an experienced quarterback does, throws accurately on time.
Michael Rector, a human biology major, studying stem cell research. 1st and 10 at the 29. Pretty good receiver as well. McCaffrey can't get outside, bottled up and ridden down. Tyson Coleman. You look at some of the majors on this team: human biology, science, tech and society, earth systems, and football.
It's intellectual brutality is how they call it. And that's a great example, that last play, of Christian McCaffrey making something out of nothing. You know, it's not always the long touchdown runs that are quality plays. Sometimes creating a 2nd and 8 when it should have been 2nd and 12 is a quality play.
2nd and 8 at the 27. Play fake. McCaffrey sets up a screen. This time it's Marks, and he will not pick up the 1st down. Very good open field tackle by Charles Nelson.
I think Charles Nelson saved a touchdown right there. The former wide receiver has moved middle of this season. Really is one of their best offensive weapons, but because of the depleted secondary, at 5'8", 170 pounds, Charles Nelson had to move to the defensive side, and those big linemen just couldn't find him. That quickness to get up there and make the tackle, what an excellent play from the safety.
He's the first Oregon player to play both offense and defense since 2012. 3rd down and 3 at the 22. Stanford 3 of 4 on 3rd down conversions. Hogan sprints, looking, finds the 1st down, and more. Hogan hurdling on his feet. Touchdown Stanford. What a play. The Virginian, 22 yards.
Kevin Hogan showing some heart, some athleticism, and then some will at the end of the run. That's a great cut, the hurdle, and then the physical nature to win against Tyree Robinson at the goal line.
For Kevin Hogan, 13 rushing touchdowns in his career, the most for a quarterback in Stanford history. Ukropina with the extra point attempt. And it's good. Fireworks early. Hogan. McCaffrey says, attaboy. David Shaw said that Kevin Hogan stepped to the plate with 2 strikes on him. Strike 1 is you're the quarterback after Andrew Luck, arguably the best quarterback to come out of college since John Elway. Strike 2, with all the spread offenses and everyone being stat freaks, guys like Kevin Hogan played the position more traditionally. They get overlooked. Kevin Hogan, though, his name all over the record books here at Stanford. A great run there as the Cardinals take the lead. Charles Nelson will not return this one as he takes a knee. There's a heck of a battle for the Pac-12 South going on, and tonight the 10th-ranked Utah Utes take on Arizona in a game that Utah has to have. It all starts tonight at 10 Eastern, only on FS1.
There's one guarantee in that game.
What's that?
You're going to see a lot of Devontae Booker. He leads the country in carries with over 230. Utah controlling their own destiny in the Pac-12 South as well as UCLA. It's going to be a big one against the Wildcats tonight.
Utah picked to finish 5th at the beginning of the season by the Pac-12 media. 1st and 10 of the 25. And here's Nelson running over the right side with that room down the sideline. Watch out. I don't think they're going to catch him. No, they won't. Nelson, 75 yards.
This kid is an amazing football player. Plays defense the whole series against Stanford. They bleed out the clock, score a touchdown. He comes right back with some fireworks of his own.
Aiden Schneider in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. Oregon showing their speed. We told you, folks, styles make fights. The Matador and the Bull. And right now, the Matador spearing Charles Nelson. Touchdown. 14-10, Oregon with the lead. And David Shaw said you can't really prepare for Oregon's speed until the game starts because no one has the athletes they do to practice with and against. And once the game starts, it still takes at least a quarter to adjust.
I mean, that guy is track fast, too. Nelson was on the 4x100 relay team for Oregon's national champion track team, so he can fly.
And McCaffrey will take a knee. Huddle up with college football experts in live web chats all season long. A new guest every week. The Edward Jones College Football Huddle on FoxSports.com. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt, Molly McGrath with you. Stanford, California. The Cardinal, 7th ranked team in the nation. They've won 8 in a row. Lost their season opener at Northwestern in a game that would have probably been 9 a.m. in the morning here.
It was 9 a.m. and 11 Central kick. Even the College Football Playoff Committee pointing to that as a reason, a circumstance around a loss for why Stanford is highly ranked as a one-loss team at number 7 in last Tuesday's College Football Playoff ranking. But the Stanford team has visions of something bigger, but it starts here tonight against Oregon.
1st down and 10 of the 25. McCaffrey with room, and McCaffrey another 1st down. Tyree Robinson stops him. Christian McCaffrey returning home to Colorado last week, 220 all-purpose yards.
I love his patience and his vision. He's just behind that big offensive line that all of a sudden he pops free and he's sitting there and moves the chains. I mean, this guy really understands the game.
Already 10 carries, 50 yards, 1st down at the 35. McCaffrey again. This time he's gang tackled. And should take us to the end of the quarter. Talia and Rex Manu combining on the stop for Mark Helfrich.
If this was Oregon's offense, they'd probably snap it a couple of times before the quarter. But Stanford, they're just going to walk over and say, yeah, we're fine. Let's let that time run off and we'll head to the 2nd quarter.
All right, that's the end of the 1st quarter. Oregon with the lead, Stanford with the ball, 14-10. Welcome back, 14-10 Oregon. Let's check out the KFC stat comparison.
Look at that time of possession. We told you this was contrasting styles. 12 minutes and 20 seconds time of possession for Stanford. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And Oregon does not care because they've got those 2 touchdowns up on the board.
2nd down and 6 at the 39. Looks like some movement on the right side of the Stanford.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
It's Casey Tucker.
You know, when you do run an offense like this and you're going to huddle and you're trying to be patient with those 3- and 4-yard games, the margin for error decreases, and those penalties become so much bigger a part of the game. It's a 5-yard penalty now, creating a longer yardage situation.
As you take a look at the penalties for both teams, 2nd and 11 from the 34. McCaffrey in the backfield with Hogan. Here's McCaffrey over the right side, and he'll hop through the hole and pick up about 8 yards on the play. McCaffrey, a very patient young man. Our Molly McGrath has more.
That's right, Gus. McCaffrey told me his biggest improvement has been his patience, saying in our offense, patience is huge. I've learned to trust in our O-line and let blocks develop. It's a little thing, but has made all the difference for me this year. McCaffrey also said that extra time in the weight room has helped him get bigger and employ a more physical running style. And you can definitely see that tonight, guys.
All right, 12 carries, 63 yards for Christian McCaffrey. 3rd down and 1 at the 44. McCaffrey out of the game now. Wright replaces him. Power set for the Cardinal. Wright hopping, first down. As he dives over the pile and picks it up.
How about Joshua Garnett? There he is, way down low. I mean, his face mask is basically right above the grass, and he gets that big push. And when they want a yard, they go behind that big All-American left guard, Joshua Garnett, 6'5", 321 pounds. But he's also flexible enough to get lower than any defensive lineman in the country. That is just excellent play from number 51.
1st down and 10 at the 46. Layfield. Hogan sets up with time, delivers a strike. Cajuste. A gain of 21.
The big crossing route. You got to have time. The protection was great. And then the patient route from Cajuste, allowing that space to be created. What they did is Michael Rector, number 3 on that side, just ran a go route. He cleared out the coverage, and then Cajuste falls into that vacant area. Beautiful play.
Hogan 8 of 8 to start this game, 75 yards. 1st down and 10 at the 33. Hogan, he'll run it himself. They'll make that McCaffrey in the Wildcat. And Christian McCaffrey trying to catch Oregon off guard.
Yeah, I know that there's so many things at their disposal, and they're such a versatile offense, but Kevin Hogan is such an experienced player. When you've got momentum, I hate to see the quarterback come off the field. That's when you can get up there and get some big gains and have some big plays, but they kill their own momentum there with a wrinkled package with Christian McCaffrey at quarterback.
All right, Hogan back in the game under center. Play action. Hogan underneath and intercepted. Intercepted by Rodney Hardrick.
He was trying to hit McCaffrey, bounced right off his chest. First big play of the game made by the Oregon Ducks. A play after Hogan was running in and out. His timing thrown way off. He rushes a throw to Christian McCaffrey. Wasn't expecting it that quick. Bounces right up his chest. Excellent play from Rodney Hardrick. Was confirmed as an interception. And this Oregon defense, much maligned during the course of the season, comes up with an enormous play for their offense to get back on the field. An offense that scored on their only 2 possessions of the game.
Second career interception for Rodney. 1st down and 10 at the 31 for Oregon. They've scored on both of their drives today. Here's Adams to throw it. Adams buying time, now wants to run it. And he'll slide down at the 45. Vernon Adams, last week against Cal, the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week after he directed Oregon to a school record 777 yards. 2nd and 7 at the 34. Taj Griffin in the game. He'll run it. Griffin turns a corner. Gets a 1st down and more as he gets to midfield.
Flag came down late in the play. Taj Griffin, the true freshman, a speedster. rated as the nation's top all-purpose back, 5-star recruit.
Offense number 2. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
They're going to get Braylon Addison, number 2, junior from Missouri City, Texas, for the hold. It was well behind the play. You see the speed from Taj Griffin.
And a player down right now. Ronnie Harris back after this. Fox College Football presented by Kay Jewelers is sponsored by Nissan. Go to NissanHeismanHouse.com to cast your official vote for the next Heisman.
Have some new faces in the Nissan Heisman watch this week. I think Corey Coleman's got to be in the conversation. Derrick Henry, another 200 yards today. That's 3 of his last 4 games. Christian McCaffrey right here in this ball game as well.
Second down and 16 at the 25 for the Ducks. Adams looking underneath, and he has a receiver. This time it's Darren Carrington. Carrington has had 100 or more yards receiving in every game since his return from a suspension. Ducks are 3-0 since he returned. Missed 6 games.
That's the first pass for Vernon Adams, but they'll need a second right here to convert.
Third down and 9. First third down for Oregon. Adams steps up in the pocket and taken down. Great pressure. Brennan Scarlett coming up with the sack.
So Scarlett's going to loop around, but then he comes back in order to get the ankle of Vernon Adams. Here's Big 17, the graduate transfer from Cal, first year at Stanford, and as he collapses back towards Vernon Adams, he gets that leg. I think he may have even gotten away with a little trip there with that right foot. Being resourceful, the big guy.
So Ian Wheeler comes in to punt it away from the 15. Christian McCaffrey back as the return man at the 33. And McCaffrey over to the far side, lets it take a bounce, and it bounces out of bounds around the 40. A 30-yard punt. 10:22 to play in the second. Oregon leading, but Stanford with the ball. Kevin Hogan on the field right after this.
Rob Stone back in studio, and coming up on State Farm halftime, Baylor's quest to remain unbeaten, getting a stern test courtesy of Oklahoma. Has the Heisman Trophy to Alabama become a done deal? And the scenes from a double OT thriller in the Big Ten. Gus Joel will see you guys at the break.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. 14-10 our score. First and 10, Stanford. As McCaffrey runs the football and is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. That time it was Danny Manningly.
Stanford was able to dodge a bullet there after the first mistake of the game. They turned it over, but their defense turned Oregon away for the first time so far tonight, getting the ball back to this offense.
Scarlett with his 6th career interception, sack rather, forcing the first punt of the game. Second and 10 at the 42. And Hogan running it this time. Joe Walker brings him down, a little misdirection.
The threat of Kevin Hogan's feet has really changed the dynamic of Stanford's offense for David Shaw. They're using his feet to get now into a more manageable third down situation. This is where they love to look to their tight end, number 18, Austin Hooper.
Third down and 6 at the 46. Right in the backfield with Hogan. Irwin in motion. Here's Hogan. He steps up, flag on the play on the far side. Hogan with a nice move to pick up the first down.
I thought that Trent Irwin started towards the line of scrimmage in his motion too early.
Illegal shift, offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay third down.
What actually happens here is Devin Kajus doesn't get himself lined up soon enough, and then when Trent Irwin went into motion, there was 2 guys in motion, then Irwin never got settled. That happens before the motion even starts. It's imperative that everyone gets set and then the motion happens, or else you're going to have that penalty call.
So 3rd down and 11 at the 41. Hogan winds up, throws the deep ball down the sideline. Caught, Michael Rector. 36 yards.
What a great adjustment on the ball. Underthrown just a little bit, and he's able to just throw Aaron Springs by him and come back for the ball for the big play. Michael Rector, the senior from Gig Harbor, Washington, with a huge catch there, bailing out Kevin Hogan on an underthrown ball.
Michael Rector on the season came into this game with 18 catches for 313 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's got 3 grabs for 51 in the first half. More importantly, Stanford at the Oregon, 23. Hogan wants to run it. And he'll skip to the 20. 3-yard gain.
Boy, for a guy that's so important to this offense, they sure are allowing Kevin Hogan to take some beating between the tackles. Sure, that's why they tried to run that same concept with Christian McCaffrey in the game on the last series, but not much going on right now inside the tackles for this run game of Stanford. Oregon's doing a very solid job with their front 7 stopping the run.
Hogan has beaten every Pac-12 team except Utah, and he may get the Utes in the Pac-12 championship. 2nd and 7 at the 20. Hogan dumps it down. Cooper with the grab, and he'll get to the 15-yard line. A 5-yard gain for David Shaw's team. David Shaw, 43 years old, 5th year as the head coach at Stanford. As a Stanford receiver, he caught a 5-touchdown pass game. He had a 5-touchdown pass game against Oregon in 1994 for Coach Bill Walsh.
Now needs to come up with a huge play call. McCaffrey back in the game.
3rd down and 2 at the 15. Here's the pitch. McCaffrey. And a 1st down, Stanford.
This is the point of the field where it's so imperative that the offensive line continues to win at the line of scrimmage. You know, that off-tackle play, those sweeps have been where they've been hurting Oregon, getting outside of them. The edges have been soft for the Oregon defense. Trying to go straight downhill at the interior hasn't been very good. But those pitch sweeps, the options, and McCaffrey around the end have been where they've done the damage.
1st down and 10 at the 11. Hogan delivers. And incomplete. Rector, the intended receiver. And it looked like Rector had been ridden out of bounds. Tyree Robinson in the vicinity.
And Tyson Coleman dropped in coverage. They thought it was just straight man-to-man. And Coleman dropped in coverage. So Hogan, it looked to me like he just threw that ball out of bounds. I really like what Don Pellin's been able to do because he's disguised the look so far. He's changed the defensive picture for an experienced quarterback in Kevin Hogan so far tonight.
Oregon has been able to get to the quarterback. The Ducks came into tonight's game with 23 sacks in their last 5. 2nd and 10. And Stanford running it. McCaffrey high, stuffing into the end zone. Touchdown, Stanford, 11 yards.
Here's where the block takes place. It's big number 64, David Bright, lined up as an extra tight end, and he double teams. That's the movement they need for the pulling guard to get around the corner. Johnny Caspers, and McCaffrey walks into the end zone. Excellent job up front for Stanford.
7th rushing touchdown of the season for McCaffrey. Ukropina in for the extra point. And it is good. 8 plays covering 58 yards. The Cardinal eat up 4-18. Christian McCaffrey hits Pater. Fox College Football is presented by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. And sponsored by Fallout 4, the next generation of open world gaming, available now. Christian McCaffrey with an 11-yard touchdown run, and Stanford taking a 17-14 lead over Oregon. The single-season all-purpose yards record now belongs to Christian McCaffrey.
Past Glenn Milburn. Finished up in 1992. Glenn was a teammate of Christian's dad, Ed, when they were both here at Stanford. Full circle now with the young McCaffrey doing exceptional things here for the Cardinals.
Prina will kick it away. Charles Nelson back deep. And Nelson will not bring this one out of the end zone. Let's go to Jenny Taft in Los Angeles for a game break.
Thanks, Gus. A Big 12 matchup between undefeated number 6 Baylor and number 12 Oklahoma. Samaje Perine powers his way into the end zone, 6 yards for the score. The Sooners take the lead 7-6 in the first of 3 huge tests for the Bears. Gus, Joel, back to you.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, OU, they're starting to run the ball. In the first 5 games of the season, they only ran it for 144 yards. Now they're averaging 295 in their last 4 games, so they're getting heavy right now in Waco.
First down and 10 at the 25. And Royce Freeman looking. And Freeman will get through the hole. Time of possession so far. Stanford's had the ball for 19 minutes and 19 seconds. Oregon for 4:38.
Doesn't bother Oregon. They know they're going to get their chances. They just got to stay with their style.
Freeman again. And Freeman looking for the first down. He'll lean forward. He'll be about a half-yard short.
This is when they like the tempo, short yardage situations, trying to move the chains.
3rd down and 1 at the 34. Play fake. That ball thrown wide. Caught Dwayne Stanford. And he'll pick up the first down and more. A 13-yard gain. Cody Whitfield with the tackle.
It's just a math equation. Only 2 Stanford defenders, 3 Oregon players. It's a called run, but Vernon Adams counts those Cardinal players and pitches it out for the easy first down.
First down and 10 at the 47. Only the second thrown ball by Adams. And it's Freeman stacked up at the line of scrimmage. His second effort, though. And he'll pick up yardage. Murphy coming up with the tackle. And it's a 3-yard gain.
One of the things that Scott Frost, the offensive coordinator for Oregon, loves to do is line up as quickly as he can and then freeze the defense to try to uncover what they're running.
Scott Frost, former Stanford quarterback before transferring to Nebraska. And Freeman again. There's Freeman working between the tackles. Here's Scott Frost. Circle him, Joel.
There he is, Scott Frost. Going to be a great head coaching candidate with all these vacancies in this offseason. Well-rounded coach, has done a remarkable job as a coordinator here for Oregon, has had a Heisman Trophy winner, and now with a graduate transfer, has an offense that's putting up record numbers of yards.
3rd down and 4 at the 47. Adams has great wheels. Here's Adams, looking, steps back, over the middle, and caught. Stanford with the reception, a 12-yard gain. David Shaw said he was so worried about Vernon Adams creating in the pocket.
Outside of the pocket, he's the highest-rated passer in the Pac-12, and you see why on the last play.
1st and 10 at the 35, play fake, Adams again, with time, Adams in trouble, and it's intercepted! Kevin Anderson, look at the big fella, Rambo, still on his feet, down inside the 10. 51 yards.
Game-changing play. Here's number 17, Brennan Scarlett. It's his hustle that knocks the ball loose, and it falls right in the lap of Kevin Anderson. Anderson, a starter to start the season, has battled injuries, finally healthy, and the senior from Palo Alto gets a huge play in the rivalry game against Oregon.
So that sets up first down and goal at the 9-yard line for the Cardinal. 3:24 remaining in the second quarter. McCaffrey, the deep man. Here's McCaffrey on the pitch. Oof. What a collision. As Adams, they officially call it a fumble.
Now one big mistake apiece for these quarterbacks, and there's the collision. Normally you don't see McCaffrey in these big collisions, but Aaron Springs from San Antonio, Texas came up with the lumber there from his cornerback position.
2-yard gain, second and goal at the 7. McCaffrey, second man through. And McCaffrey gets back to the line of scrimmage. Hardrick plugging the hole.
This is great linebacker play. I want you to watch this linebacker on the near side as he's going to come up and take away the cut lane for Christian McCaffrey. Right there, McCaffrey wants to get outside, has to go inside. Number 48, Rodney Hardrick, doing an excellent job being where he's supposed to be.
Third down goal at the 6. They bring Wright into the game now. He's their power back. 10 rushing touchdowns on the season. Hogan to throw it. Looking. Jump ball incomplete. Broken up by Springs. To Blauda, the intended receiver. Trying to use that 6'5" frame.
They're trying to go after him because he's 5'11", Springs is, but he did a great job. Gets away with that hold a little bit with the left hand. I don't mind them allowing them to play because that's a physical moment anyways. Backhand might have been pulling him down a little bit. No call, Springs. Excellent job batting it away.
So Conrad Ukropina comes in. He made a 33-yarder earlier. This one will be from 24 yards away. And it's good. Adams turns it over. Stanford gets 3. Under 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. Stanford up 20-14 over Oregon.
It's a big hold from the Oregon defense after that turnover. Keep Stanford out of the end zone. Keep this at a 6-point game. And with 1:59 left in the half, this is all sorts of time. And remember, Stanford received the opening kick, so Oregon has a chance here to get some points and get the ball to start the second half.
Charles Nelson deep. And he'll take a knee. Busy day for our Ginny Taft. Let's go to Los Angeles.
Gus, thank you. Number 9, LSU hosting Arkansas. Alex Collins, 5-yard run for his second touchdown of the night. He's already got over 100 yards rushing. Arkansas up 21-7 at half. Gus, perhaps a little hangover for LSU after their tough loss to Bama last week.
There's no question, a little hangover. Plus, that's what happens when the blueprint gets put out there against a one-dimensional team like LSU that cannot throw the football. Then others can follow it, and Arkansas has done a nice job so far tonight, clearly.
First down and 10 at the 25 for Oregon. All 3 timeouts remaining. Adams scrambling in the pocket, throws on the move, and caught. Out of bounds, Braylon Addison with the grab. Adams is an improviser. Here's a man that broke his index finger on his throwing hand in the season opener against Eastern Washington. Struggled with his accuracy and velocity at Michigan State. Missed 3 of the next 4 games, but they're 3-0 since his return. And he'll hand it off to Freeman, and he'll go nowhere.
Starting to see Stanford mix it up. Run some man coverage as well as blitz this Oregon team. Don't see that often for Stanford, but this is a more athletic group than they have been in the past, trying to use their athletes now and get them moving towards Vernon Adams.
Second down and 13 at the 35. Adams looking underneath, caught, and a first down. Braylon Addison again finding a soft spot, and Oregon will get to the line of scrimmage quickly.
It's one thing that they can do, there's no question, and Adams now starting to find a bit of a rhythm.
5 for 5, 62 yards. First down at the 48. Adams runs the option. Takes it and goes nowhere. That's because Blake Martinez, the senior from Tucson, was standing on the play.
Yeah, defended perfectly. Here's the quarterback man. Here's the pitch man. You've got nowhere to pitch the ball as a quarterback. Vernon Adams has to eat it. Blake Martinez is right there for the tackle.
Second and 9 at the 47. 56 seconds remaining. Stanford in motion. Here's Adams looking that way. Adams with time, now steps up, delivers deep. He's got a receiver. Touchdown, Oregon, Darren Carrington. 47 yards.
They're trying to get the wheel route thrown to 88. That's Dwayne Stanford, but it was covered up perfectly. And as the play develops, Darren Carrington runs right by the safety, Cody Whitfield, who didn't even move when Carrington ran right by him. You got to give Vernon Adams a lot of credit. The broken play turns into a big play for a touchdown.
Schneider for the extra point. And Oregon has the lead. That marks the 78th game in a row that Oregon has thrown at least one touchdown pass, an ongoing NCAA record. Welcome back to Fox College Football, presented by Kay Jewelers. Stanford Stadium, originally built in 1921, and right now our score is 21-20 Oregon. Their drives for touchdowns tonight, 2 minutes and 23 seconds, 12 seconds, and 1 minute and 11 seconds.
And that one was huge because they're going to get the kick in the second half. Chance to double those scores up here and take the lead.
Logan sends it away. McCaffrey, the deep man, who'll get a shot this time from his own goal line. And McCaffrey still on the move, crossing the 30 up to the 34. With 41 seconds remaining, Stanford with 3 timeouts left. Don't forget, coming up, our halftime show brought to you by State Farm.
What you want in this situation as an offense is you want to try to spring something early, even if it's a run play, because you still have the 3 timeouts left, or a screen. I always thought screen passes to open up these 2-minute situations, these short time situations, was a great call in order to get some free yards early, and then you can use your timeouts later in the drive.
David Shaw, the play caller. And they hand it off. McCaffrey gets outside, tries to break it, and finally dragged down after a first down. Reggie Daniels with the tackle.
That's exactly what David Shaw wanted to see. Now they'll get into a fast mode and try to go get some points.
First down at the 44. Hogan. Over the middle. McCaffrey incomplete.
Boy, he had some room working against Joe Walker, number 35, who was 5 or 6 yards behind him. That could have been a big play, and we've seen that now a couple of times, the timing off between Kevin Hogan and Christian McCaffrey on those outlet passes out of the backfield.
Wouldn't be surprised if they came right back with it. Here's Hogan. Drops it off McCaffrey. There it is. McCaffrey running over midfield, dives forward, gets to the 45.
Ran that middle screen pass to perfection, but now the clock, such a huge factor, and smartly they're going to call a timeout here. That's with 3 at their disposal. It's a great usage right there, and with 13 seconds left, now you're just looking for that field goal opportunity.
Where do they need to get for Conrad Ukropina?
Ukropina has a long of 52 yards. So you're looking at getting the ball to about the 34-yard line, 35-yard line, in order to be right at that limit of their distance. So 10 yards is what Stanford is looking for with 2 timeouts, the entire playbook at their disposal.
First down at the 45.
Timeout, Oregon.
Now
For a second
Oregon
and a half.
will
30
call a
seconds in
timeout.
length.
And this is a timeout called by the Ducks. What do you think Dom Pelham is thinking right now?
Well, they're trying to decide whether they want to play coverage or whether they want to pressure. The plus side of actually sending a blitz here is that you get the ball out of the quarterback's hand quickly. But the chance you're taking is that you're creating a one-on-one situation, and that tackle, if it doesn't take place, you create a big play. I would assume that they're going to run some sort of zone defense here, a blanket coverage, and try to get that ball carrier down to the ground and then slow play him, waiting that Stanford timeout.
13 seconds remaining. First down at the 45. Hogan looking. Hogan underneath, and it's caught. This time it's Michael Rector as he's tackled with 7 seconds to go. And a timeout call by the Cardinal.
They'll take one more offensive play, try to get just a few more yards. At this point, you're testing the limits for Ukropina. This would be about a 55-yard attempt. Now, what Hogan has got to be careful of at 7 seconds, if he has to hold the ball at all and get to his second or third read, he has to get that ball out of his hands or burn it at the feet of the wide receiver. If he tries to throw it out of bounds, it's going to take too much time. Remember, the clock doesn't stop until the ball hits the ground. That's what happened to Connor Cook last week. So this is when having an experienced quarterback pays off. He has to understand the situation.
What route would you run?
I would run a hitch or a slant on the outside, get that ball out of the hand quickly.
Kajus lines up at the top of your screen. 2nd and 3. 7 seconds remaining. Hogan. Near side. Ball caught. First down, Michael Rector. Timeout with 1 second remaining, and Ukropina will get a shot. Nice job by Kevin Hogan.
Absolutely. That's a smart player, understanding situational football. Too many times you see a quarterback take too much time, and then everyone jogs in at halftime. But Hogan understood exactly what he needed to do and gives his kicker an opportunity to get some points here at the end of the half.
Ukropina in this game 2 for 2. 33 and 24-yarders made. Did not attempt a field goal last week against Colorado. So this one will be from 49 yards away for Conrad Ukropina. He's a senior. And that's how the first half will end. Kevin Hogan orchestrating a nice drive. Ukropina pays it off. The Cardinal on top at the break, 23-21. Right now, let's send you to Rob Stone in L.A. And welcome back. 23-21. Stanford, the 7th-ranked team in the nation, leading Oregon as we prepare to start the 3rd quarter. Gus Johnson along with Joel Klatt, entertaining and competitive first half.
It was, and it absolutely lived up to its billing as the contrast in styles, and that's what we got from Stanford and from Oregon in the first half. It really started with the physical nature with which Stanford came out and started to assert itself in the run game. Kevin Hogan with the hurdle and a physical finish for a touchdown, and then the quick strike offense from Oregon was in full effect. This was their last touchdown of the half, from Adams to Carrington. And then Stanford, this is why we've got a 2-point margin, 23-21, because Stanford was able to go down the field and get a field goal. As we look at the Firestone first half stats, very even as far as total yards go, but the explosiveness of Oregon, 11.7 yards per play so far in this game, while Stanford tries to continue to keep that offense on the sidelines with their 21.5 minutes of time of possession.
So Oregon will get the football to start the second half. Nelson back deep as Conrad Ukropina prepares to send it away. Vernon Adams ready to get on the field. And Nelson comes up. He'll start at his own 3. To the 20 with a hole. Nelson breaking it across the 30-yard line. Very solid return, and here comes Vernon Adams. Let's go downstairs to Molly McGrath.
Well, Gus, no surprise here. Mark Helfrich said that their objective in the second half will be containing Christian McCaffrey. He said the disparity in the time of possession doesn't bother him. They just need to keep scoring touchdowns when they have the ball and not settle for field goals. David Shaw said the key to keeping a lead will be not giving up big plays defensively. He's unhappy with some squandered opportunities in the red zone so far, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Molly. First down and 10 at the 32 for Vernon Adams and the Oregon offense. Adams 6 for 6, 109 yards and a touchdown. He'll throw on first down. Fires out wide, has his receiver, and this is Evan Bayless breaking tackle, stiff arming, still on the move, and he's dragged down inside the Stanford 35. That's a 34-yard gain for the junior from Centennial, Colorado.
Great run, broke a tackle, but got a devastating block from number 7, Darren Carrington.
First down and 10 at the 35. Adams to Freeman with the blocker. Freeman, and he'll get to the 30. Kevin Anderson with the stop. Anderson with the big interception in the first half.
Boy, this offense has just been so efficient tonight. Nothing they've done has been stopped by Stanford.
Second and 5 at the 30-yard line. And Freeman straight ahead. Still running. First down. Royce Freeman taken down by Kevin Palma, but it's a gain of 9.
And often what you see in the second half with Oregon, people missing tackles.
First and 10 to the 21. Far side complete. Addison again. And Addison going out of bounds. Oregon showing a lot of confidence to start this second half.
They are. The rhythm that this offense is in and the play calling of Scott Frost has been on point. Terrific job so far.
Second down and 8 at the 19. Adams, option. Freeman gets a shoulder square. First down and more. Freeman, touchdown, Oregon. 19 yards. And the Ducks march it right down the field on their opening drive of the second half to take a 27-23 lead.
Well, that was quick. David Shaw cannot be happy about that. The block that springs him is number 81, Evan Bayless. Just gets enough of the defender, Jordan Perez, to spring Freeman loose down the field for a touchdown.
Aiden Schneider with the extra point. And it's good. It takes Oregon only a minute and 29 to score on their opening drive of the second half. Rolls-Royce, rumbling, gracefully, stylistically. Stanford, they've got trouble. Aflac is there to help cover the gaps when a sickness or injury gets in your way, trips you up, or slows you down in life. Just like the gaps in this game, we all need extra coverage.
Aflac. Take a look at covering the gaps. Presented by Aflac. Stanford, 21.5 minutes of time of possession. But Oregon, as Mark Helfrich told Molly McGrath, they don't care. Only 10 minutes, but they've had an excellent, efficient night. 4 touchdowns on 6 possessions so far for the Ducks.
Christian McCaffrey, the deep man, Matt Wogan, will kick it off. McCaffrey brings it out of his own end zone with a blocker. And McCaffrey tumbling forward as he crosses the 25. Christian McCaffrey almost popped that one free. You talk about time of possession. Stanford leads the nation in time of possession at 35 minutes and 17 seconds. That's a full minute more than number 2 Arkansas. The Cardinals run a play every 31.4 seconds.
Just to give you the contrast, Oregon snaps the football anywhere between 19 and 20 seconds. A full 10 seconds between the two teams.
McCaffrey with almost 100 yards rushing in the first half. 1st and 10 of the 27. McCaffrey, more running room, and he'll pick up 6.5, maybe 7 on the play as Reggie Daniels brings him down. And we have to talk about the 3 men in the middle. The center, Graham Schuler, the right guard, Johnny Caspers, the left guard, Joshua Garnett. They are the keystone for this Stanford offensive line.
This offensive line is asked to do so much, in particular on the interior. The center pulls around sometimes. The guards are always moving. Plus, they're great in pass protection because they can anchor down and they're not pushed into the lap of the quarterback.
2nd down and 3. McCaffrey looking for the first down. He'll lean forward and to get close. And they were just raving about their guards yesterday.
Joshua Garnett, number 51, is flat out one of the best guards in America, if not the best. Absolutely an All-American candidate, and the next in the great line lineage of guards here at Stanford. You've had David DeCastro, you've had
David Yankee.
Yards before contact, rushing the football, 162 per game.
3rd down and 1 at the 36. Right, 1st down. Joshua Garnett, senior, human biology major. Graham Schuler, senior, science, tech, and society major.
And they don't go any other place but behind number 51, behind number 52 and 57 when they're in that interior. Look how low they get. You always hear the game is about leverage and pad level. Well, that's not displayed any better than when Stanford is in a short yardage situation.
8th game in a row now. McCaffrey has gone over 100 yards rushing. 1st down and 10 at the 38. Opening drive of the 2nd half for Stanford, trying to counter after Oregon scored on their opening drive. Hogan, near side, caught, Rector, 1st down, Cardinal. I'll tell you what, this Michael Rector is turning out to be a terrific receiver in his senior year out of Gig Harbor, Washington. 6 catches, 75 yards.
He's coming of age here right before our eyes. I love that he understands the offense. So many times on a concept like you just saw, what you see is the wide receiver run into a zone and cover himself. Because he just sat down waiting for the ball to come because he understood the spacing of the play, and it creates a 1st down. Excellent job from Michael Rector.
1st down for midfield for Stanford. Hogan looking, winds up, he's got Rector! Incomplete. Rector broke free, but Arian Springs made up ground while the ball was in the air.
I thought the ball was thrown just a hair late, and that's what allowed Springs to break on it and break up the play. The sophomore has been involved in a couple of plays of this nature down the field, and Hogan knew it. Just a little more air on time, and that one's going to wind up 6 points for the Stanford Cardinal. But as it is, Aaron Springs, great play.
2nd down and 10 at midfield. McCaffrey in the backfield with Hogan out of the shotgun. Hogan underneath, caught at the 45. Austin Hooper.
They love Austin Hooper. Say he's very much in the same vein as Zach Ertz, and that's high praise because Zach Ertz was just a terrific tight end here at Stanford, but at 6'4", 248 pounds, he's that perfect flex tight end, and in this type of a situation on a 3rd down, he's a mismatch, and that's why they like to look towards Austin Hooper in these situations.
Hooper added to the Mackey Award watch list at midseason. 3rd down and 5 at the 45. They're 8 of 10 on conversions. Here's Hogan looking for the 1st down, stretches it out and picks it up. A 10-yard gain on 3rd and 5 for Kevin Hogan.
Boy, for a quarterback, he exercised great patience as a running back would. Watch him let the blocks develop. Then he sees the space and he takes off towards the outside for the 1st down. Looking inside, looking inside. Now he sees it and a burst, the athleticism. It's a great run.
First down and 10 at the 34 for Stanford. Here's a pitch, McCaffrey. Trying to get through the hole, but will not. He'll lose yardage on the play. Rodney Hardrick, I tell you, Rodney Hardrick is having a terrific game tonight.
And he had to against this tough inside running attack of Stanford. He has tackled Christian McCaffrey what feels like about 10 or 12 times so far.
Also had his second career interception in the first half. A loss of 1 for the Cardinal. 2nd and 11 at the 35. Hogan looking for McCaffrey. Now over the middle as a receiver, and it's Hooper again, the tight end.
I love the timing. Just love the timing for Kevin Hogan. Here 18's going to be on the right side of your screen. And watch this ball get released before he's out of his break. Now he's looking back. Ball's released. It's on time, perfectly thrown, and it creates a much shorter third down situation for Stanford.
On 3rd and 3, Hogan running. He's got a blocker in front of him, and Hogan wrestled down. Great job, Henry Mondu, the sophomore from Portland, Oregon, Jesuit High School.
And David Shaw doesn't want to run his field goal kicker on the field, but he knows he has to. You cannot trade field goals for touchdowns with Oregon, and what Oregon has been able to do is force Stanford into these 4th down situations inside their own 30-yard line.
Especially when you have a red-hot field goal kicker like Conrad Ukropina. Perfect 3 of 3. This one from 43 yards away. And he missed it. Oregon holds. They break the Cardinal serve. 7:33 to go in the 3rd. Here come the Ducks. Fox College Football presented by Kay Jewelers is sponsored by Chevrolet. Find new roads. 28-23, Oregon leading Stanford. Vernon Adams has been perfect. 8 of 8, 144 yards and a touchdown. Royce Freeman close to 100 yards rushing, averaging over 9 yards per carry. And then Darren Carrington with 2 big catches. First down and 10 for Oregon at their own 26. Braylon Addison in motion. Here's Adams. Pulls it down, wants to run it, has a little room. Crosses the line of scrimmage and finally slides down after a gain of about 2.
Oregon has done such a nice job of creating big plays, and part of that is getting Adams loose outside of the pocket. Almost was able to do so there.
2nd down and 8. Play fake, option. Adams keeps it. Adams slides and goes down prior to crossing the first down mark, but he's about 1.5 yards short.
I love this guy. Watch this. Fakes the pitch, gets inside of Kevin Palma. Dives for the first down, didn't get it. It's a big opportunity here for Stanford.
3rd down and 2. Oregon 2 of 3 on 3rd down conversions. Royce Freeman. He's been money.
They've got man coverage up top. Wouldn't be surprised at all if they flip that wide receiver screen out.
The pitch. Freeman bottled up, and he won't get it. Great job by the Cardinal defense led by Kevin Anderson. That's a 6-yard loss on 3rd and 2.
There was clearly a miscommunication. You're trying to run a toss sweep and don't block the end man on the line of scrimmage. Can't have that happen. A missed assignment from Oregon up front and a huge stop for Kevin Anderson and the Stanford Cardinal defense.
Ian Wheeler comes in to punt for the 2nd time. His last punt, a 30-yarder. He's at his own 15. McCaffrey back deep at the 34. Wobbly kick. McCaffrey signaling for the fair catch, and he has it at the 36. So Kevin Hogan down 28-23. The Virginian back on the field to lead the offense right after this.
We take a look at our college football playoff rankings. In the top 4, Notre Dame with that one loss. In the top 4, Ohio State. Didn't look great today against Illinois, but got a win. Alabama, a big win over Mississippi State, and Clemson went up to Syracuse and got a nice win.
We'll take a look at the top 10 after this. First down and 10. Kevin Hogan slipping. Fires underneath. McCaffrey with the grab. McCaffrey first down. Look at this power. And a flag on the play.
Holding, offense number 77, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
So Casey Tucker, the sophomore right tackle. Here's your top 10 in the college football playoff rankings. Top 4 winning today. Iowa up by 10 over Minnesota. That big one in Waco, all tied up at 13. Of course, this one here, Stanford and Oregon. Oklahoma State. How about escaping at Iowa State? And remember, that place has been a bit of a house of horrors for them. Just ask that 2011 Oklahoma State team, Brandon Whedon and Justin Blackman, how difficult it is to win up in Ames.
My early vote, Mike Gundy, coach of the year in college football.
How good has he been?
First down at 20 at the 26. And Hogan with the misdirection, and Rodney Prevost says, not on my side.
Got to give a lot of credit to this Oregon defense. They have hung in there tonight, and they have done a great job of forcing field goals after a long drive for Stanford. And Dom Pelham has got to be thrilled with the way this inexperienced defense has gelled and matured through the course of the season. Played their best game of the year last week against Cal. And now doing an excellent job against this Stanford run game.
2nd and 18. Hogan. Looking. Hogan. Throws on the run. Caught at the 35 around the original line of scrimmage. And that time it was Rollins Stallworth, 5th-year senior from Reno.
Really good protection up front, allowed him to step up and get this ball down the middle of the field. But this is where Stanford struggles. They're not a great drop-back passing team. Oregon, in particular with DeForest Buckner, number 44, can get after the quarterback a little bit. They're going to have their ears pinned back here trying to get after Hogan.
3rd down and 10 at the 36. Cardinal need to go to the 46 for first down. Hogan looking, steps up under pressure, and Hogan is sacked. DeForest Buckner got there first. First sack of the night for Oregon.
You gotta love this matchup. You got two guys who are all-American caliber going up against each other, but Buckner was helped out by the coverage down the field. Locked up, nobody open. Buckner beats Joshua Garnett. Buckner and Oregon, 23 sacks in their last 5 games after just 5 in their first 4. Clearly getting better up front.
Alex Robinson comes in to punt for the first time at his own 19. Braylon Addison back deep. And he has it at the 16-yard line. 28-23, Oregon, Blake Martinez. And the Stanford defense needs a stop. Welcome back to Fox College Football, presented by Kay Jewelers. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt, Molly McGrath with you from Stanford Stadium. 28-23, under 3 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Oregon leading the 7th-ranked team in the nation, the Stanford Cardinal, on the road. First down for the Ducks at their own 18. Benoit in the backfield. Stanford in motion. Here's Benoit. Full head of steam, breaks the tackle, first down and more, as he's knocked out of bounds by Justin Reed after a 15-yard gain.
This stable of running backs has come alive outside of Royce Freeman. Freeman has been great. But being able to change the tempo with some of these faster players has been excellent.
Tanai Benoit, a sophomore. And the Ducks will stay on the ground with Benoit as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Solomon Thomas knocking him out of play.
Royce Freeman came into this game leading the Pac-12 in rushing. We saw him a bit gimpy after his first long run of the game in the first quarter, and we've seen some of the other players, Tanai Benoit, Tony Brooke James, Taj Griffin, even Charles Nelson get some carries tonight.
Taj Griffin in the backfield now on 2nd and 10 at the 33. And they'll pitch it to Taj. And Taj out of bounds after about a 3-yard gain, and he is just roughed up. Elijah Holder, flag on the play. Looks like this may be a late hit.
Holder made contact inbounds. I think it was because he threw him down.
After the play, personal foul, defense number 13. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Brutality, but not intellectual here.
I don't know about that. That's a little overzealous from the officiating crew. I mean, they're inbounds when that tackle is taking place. I don't know what he wants them to do, hug him as they go out of bounds?
First down at 10 of the 49. And Adams delivering. Caught! Taj Griffin breaks it across the field at the 10. 5, touchdown Oregon. 49 yards.
Lined up in the backfield, and everyone gets mixed up. Blake Martinez looks like he's trying to cover that flat, and then Griffin runs right by him. Great read from Adams, and then the cutback gets into the end zone.
1:45 to play in the third quarter. Aiden Schneider. Extra point is good. Oregon scores in 1:03. Taj Griffin. Electric play by Taj Griffin, the freshman from Powder Springs, Georgia, who missed most of his senior year in high school due to an ACL injury. He had a 110-yard game against Colorado in week 5. As you take a look, but I tell you what, this kid, Vernon Adams, has been playing terrific football tonight.
It's a different team than we saw earlier in the year against Utah.
McCaffrey will take a knee. Now let's go to Ginny Tav for Game Break.
Well, guys, you just mentioned number 6 Baylor and number 12 Oklahoma tied at 13. No more as Baker Mayfield takes it in for the 2-yard score. Everybody was expecting a high-scoring affair between these two. Instead, it's been scrappy and defensive. The Sooners take the lead 20-13 at the half.
Boy, that team's going to lament that loss in the Cotton Bowl to Texas. A team that lost again today, their 6th loss of the season at West Virginia. But Oklahoma getting it rolling a little bit. They're the best defense in the Big 12. And with Jarrett Stidham at quarterback, Baylor clearly struggling just a bit.
So Kevin Hogan and the Cardinal digging a hole for themselves now, 35-23. Play clock winding down. And Stanford calls a timeout.
Timeout, Stanford, their first of the half. 30 seconds.
Stanford, not a team that likes to play from behind. Their offense not built for it. And right now, they've got some work to do.
One of the things they had to do tonight was make this a Stanford game, and it's the exact opposite. This game has been about speed, big plays, and Oregon's ability to get off the field in the red zone and force Stanford to kick field goals.
First down and 10 at the 25-yard line. And they'll hand it off to McCaffrey. And he pops through the hole, gets about 8 yards. Daddy Manningly defensively for Oregon.
This is the hard part, is the patience that it's going to take right now from David Shaw, the play caller, to stick with the game plan. even with a deficit, he understands that they need time to score, but it's not time to abandon that run game just yet. He can still give it to Christian McCaffrey. He can still bleed the clock as long as they get touchdowns at the end of long drives.
But their defense is having problems getting stops. 2nd and 1 at the 34. McCaffrey, first down.
David Shaw spent time with John Gruden when they were both in the NFL. And one of the lessons that David Shaw said John Gruden taught him is that you can't win the game as a play caller. All you can do is put your kids in position to have success. That's what he's got to do here. Not abandon the game plan. They're not a great drop-back passing team. It's still got to be a McCaffrey game.
And he told us yesterday that he has to have that philosophy because Christian McCaffrey can pop one free at any time.
He's the electric player on the field for Stanford.
First down. Hogan checks down to McCaffrey. McCaffrey picks up a first down as he gets to midfield. Danny Manningly with the tackle. A 13-yard gain.
Clock is not going to be a factor just yet. I don't think they're going to be able to get a play off unless they break this huddle. Well, they might get one off just in time here.
First down and 10 at the 49. And they'll get the play off. McCaffrey. And Christian McCaffrey gains 7. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Oregon trying to pull off the upset. They're up 35-23. Ducks with 406 yards of total offense through 3 quarters against this Stanford D. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt, Molly McGrath, Mike Pereira, our rules analysts with us in Los Angeles. 2nd down and 3 at the 44 for the Cardinal. Important drive to start the 4th. McCaffrey chopping his feet. And McCaffrey taken down at the 37. Tyson Coleman defensively for Oregon. 8th straight game with 100 or more yards rushing. Toby Gerhart had 7 in a row. So this 19-year-old in the record books. First down and 10. Play fake. Hogan rolls out of the pocket, delivers, caught. First down. This time it's Rollins Stallworth. A 14-yard gain.
That was an excellent pass outside of the pocket. Rolling right, gets that front shoulder up, and is able to throw that accurately. Quick coaching point, throwing on the run. In particular, to your throwing arm side. Aim at the wide receiver. Don't try to lead him. Your body is going to let that ball drift.
First down and 10 of the 23. Marks and McCaffrey out of the eye. McCaffrey. And Austin Mawata comes up with the stop.
These are the drives they've had all night. But the Ducks have been able to win because they've been able to force field goals. This drive for Stanford has to wind up in the end zone.
2nd and 8 at the Oregon 21. McCaffrey lines up as a receiver at the bottom of your screen. Now he moves into the slot. Hogan throws a corner route. Caught inside the 5. That's a great throw by Kevin Hogan. Stallworth again. This time a gain of 17.
Great protection for Hogan. It allows him to step up into the pocket and deliver this ball with confidence. Watch him cut this one loose. Perfectly thrown on the outside and gets them inside the 10-yard line, inside the 5-yard line. Again, has to end up in the end zone on this drive. Cannot kick a field goal if you're the Stanford Cardinal, the way that Oregon's offense has been rolling.
First down and goal of the Oregon 4 for Stanford. Marks and McCaffrey in the backfield. Here's McCaffrey in the Wildcat. He'll run it. And McCaffrey maybe a yard. Tyson Coleman. DeForest Buckner combining on the tackle.
We've seen that play twice, and it's gone for 0 total yards. Buckner doing a great job. They know what's coming. They're not going to throw the ball with McCaffrey out of that set. They're running off tackle. Great job by Mark Helfrich and Don Pelham on the scouting.
Second down and goal at the 3. 10th play of the drive that started at the Stanford 25. McCaffrey, the deep man. McCaffrey trying to pick his way. Cuts it inside and gets mugged. Great job by Reggie Daniels. He ran right through him and says, no, not this time.
Here's the block that needs to take place to get the edge. But Oregon does a great job of stringing that out. See how that outside arm came free for the Oregon defender? That's 33, Tyson Coleman. We've seen him do that now 3 or 4 different times. That is perfect fundamental defense, and Vernon Adams loves it.
Third down and goal at the 3. Right in the game now at running back. Hogan throwing it in the corner. Flag on the play. Touchdown. Greg Tabuada. And this one will stand.
Pass interference. Defense number 1. The penalties decline. The result of the play is a touchdown.
A lot of fighting going on between Aaron Springs and Tabuada. And Springs gets the call. Remember, earlier in the game, they had the jump ball between those very players. A lot of contact that went for a no call. There they get the flag, but it doesn't matter. It's a touchdown anyways.
11:18 to go in the 4th quarter. Extra point good. 35-30. Fox College Football presented by Kay Jewelers is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. By FanDuel, the leader in one-week fantasy football. And by the Lincoln Wish List event. Visit your Lincoln showroom today. 35-30, Oregon. Kevin Hogan leading the Cardinal all the way down the field, so they did what they needed to do, and they got 7 points.
They had to punch it in the end zone. That was a must. Could not wind up only getting 3 points on that series. Really solid series, 11 plays. Hogan was excellent, and they found the end zone.
Charles Nelson back deep as he comes up the field and at the 4. Nelson looking, trying to get outside. Gets to the 15. And finally taken down at the 15. Now let's go to Jenny Taft in Los Angeles for a game break.
Thanks, Gus. An upset alert for you. Number 9 LSU struggling against Arkansas. Jared Cornelius heads down the sideline, a 69-yard run for the touchdown. The Razorbacks up 31-14 in the 4th quarter. And guys, Arkansas has only beaten LSU in Baton Rouge once in the last 20 years.
That's a battle for the Golden Boot. Remember when Arkansas lost earlier during the season to Toledo?
I remember. I don't think most SEC fans remember.
There you go, messing with the SEC. Leave them alone.
I'm just saying.
First down and 10 at the 16. Here's Adams to the sideline and caught. First down, Dwayne Stanford.
How good is this kid, man? Vernon Adams is perfect tonight. That was his 10th passing attempt. 10 completions. Over 200 yards.
First down to the 28. Freeman. And he'll get to the line of scrimmage and lean forward and pick up a yard. Blake Martinez. 2nd and 9. The big question for Stanford. Can their defense figure out a way to slow down all this speed when the Ducks get in space?
They've played coverage in these downs, tried to jam the wide receivers at the line of scrimmage and allow the rush, whether it's 3 or 4 guys to try to get to Vernon Adams.
Darren Carrington, the receiver at the bottom of your screen. Here's Adams, bottled up, creating. Adams got rid of it and throws it away. Good pressure being applied by the Cardinal.
It's exactly what they did. Tried to let their down 4 get to Vernon Adams, and here we go. This is the chance that Stanford's defense has needed the entire second half. Chance to get off the field and get the ball back for their offense.
3rd down and 9 to the 29. Oregon 2 of 4 on 3rd down conversions. Adams with time. Oh, not enough as he's sacked at the 20-yard line. Kevin Anderson in on the play. Brennan Scarlett as well.
That's twice tonight. We've seen Brennan Scarlett get out of position and then come all the way back across the formation to make a huge play. This time getting to Vernon Adams and getting his defense off the field.
So Oregon forced a punt. Ian Wheeler inside his own 10. McCaffrey at the 40. McCaffrey backpedaling and has it at the 32. 9:32 to go. Oregon with the lead, but the Cardinal with momentum.
5-point game here at Stanford. It was all Oregon in the 3rd quarter. Start with that Freeman touchdown run. Then Yuko Prina misses the field goal. Helfrich loving it. Vernon Adams has been electric tonight. Only 1 incompletion on the night. This was a huge touchdown strike to the youngster Taj Griffin. And now Stanford crawling back in this game. Gets the touchdown, and Brennan Scarlett with a huge sack. Getting the ball back for the offense.
Scarlett with 2.5 sacks tonight. He came into this game with 1 all year. 1st and 10 at the 33. Here's the handoff. McCaffrey outside. And McCaffrey knocked out of bounds. Tyree Robinson. Stanford, they started the season in Evanston, Illinois, losing to Northwestern 16-6. Since then, they've run off 8 in a row. Central Florida, USC, Oregon State, Arizona, UCLA, Washington State, Colorado. And an injured Duck on the sideline. Back after this. 4 years ago was the last time Oregon left Palo Alto with a win. Darren Thomas and LaMichael James scored 3 touchdowns each as they took down Andrew Luck in the 4th-ranked Stanford Cardinal in a 23-point win. 35-30 now. Tyree Robinson being looked at. Ugo Amadi, true freshman from Nashville, Tennessee, in the game. 2nd and 5 at the 38. McCaffrey finds a hole. McCaffrey tackled by Reggie Daniels. 9 minutes to play. Rodney Hardrick also in on the tackle. 3rd and 2 at the 41.
It looks like they're going to bring in that big group of Stanford players. Ramon Wright into the ball game, number 22. Anytime he's been in the game, they've run straight ahead over those big guards. Try to get the short yardage.
Hogan in the shotgun. And he wants to throw. Hogan with time delivers and a 1st down. Austin Hooper is tight end.
This is when you love the mismatch. And Hooper is a definite mismatch against Rodney Hardrick because he's just more athletic. Runs a great route, gets himself open for an easy 3rd down completion for Kevin Hogan.
Austin Hooper, 4 catches, 23, making 24 yards tonight. 1st down and 10, Stanford at their own 46. And this is McCaffrey time. McCaffrey. He'll crawl forward. Joe Walker in the middle, bringing him down.
I've been impressed with Oregon. Don Pelham has done a heck of a job with this defense. It's the last ranked defense scoring-wise in the conference, 115th in the nation. But they've just continued to get better and better and better. And right now they're playing their most physical football, going up against this very big, experienced, and good offensive line of Stanford.
2nd and 8. Hogan dropped the ball. Who's got it? Oregon says they have it. And they do. The second turnover of the night for Stanford. And this one could be a backbreaker.
They're trying to pull the guard, Johnny Casper's number 57, and Hogan never looked like he got the ball. In short yardage situations, Stanford always switches their linemen, and Graham Schuler, the normal center, comes out of the game. That was a short yardage formation for Stanford, even though it was 2nd and 9, and they didn't take Schuler out of the game, and there was the clear discomfort from Hogan taking the ball on the quarterback-center exchange. The most simple thing in football for a quarterback ends up haunting the Cardinal here and giving Oregon a short field.
7:16 to play in the 4th. Oregon keeping it on the ground. Freeman. And Royce Freeman down at the 31. Justin Reed with the tackle.
And now all the momentum in the world on the Duck side, and Royce Freeman, the conference's best back, in the backfield.
1st down and 10. And they hand it off to Nelson around the corner. Nelson stays in bounds, picks up the 1st down. Cody Whitfield with the tackle. He's actually knocked out of bounds, so the clock stops at 6:54. And wait a minute, Joel. Oregon, do they want to play fast here?
I wouldn't want to, but this is what they do. This is their nature. They'd rather have the big lead than milk the clock.
Looks like they're slowing it down a bit now. 1st down to the 18. Freeman stays on balance. And Freeman knocked out of bounds. Around the 15 by Justin Reed.
This is normally when you'd like to have a milk the clock moment. Your quarterback wouldn't snap the football until it's under 5 seconds on the play clock. And how about the athleticism of Royce Freeman to keep his knee above the ground?
2nd down. Benoit comes in the game at running back, number 29. Now Adams, slowing his pace a bit. Adams to throw it. And incomplete. Wayne Stanford, the intended receiver, brings up 3rd down and 7 at the 15.
And this is the biggest snap of the game. A stop here for Stanford forces a field goal, and it would still be a 1-possession game.
What do you run if you're Oregon?
They've had so much success on the option play with Vernon Adams.
3rd down, 7 at the 15. Benoit in the backfield. Adams hands it off. Benoit. And he will not pick up the 1st down. He runs right into Kevin Anderson. So that'll bring on Aiden Schneider to attempt a field goal. Schneider 3 for 3 versus Cal last week from 41, 21, and 19 yards. He's 16 for 17 this year. His only miss, a 32-yarder versus Washington 3 games back. This one from 31 yards away. Clean snap, good hold, it's up, and good. 5:12 to play in the 4th. Can Oregon hold on? Fox College Football is presented by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. And sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper in college football, it's a one-of-a-kind tradition. 38-30. Oregon leading Stanford, the 7th-ranked team in the nation. The Cardinal, winners of 8 straight games. Does this young man, Christian McCaffrey, have some magic in him? If so, they need it now. And McCaffrey will not return this football. In the meantime, let's go to Los Angeles and check in with Jenny Taft.
Thank you, Gus. Just underway over on FS1. More Pac-12 action as number 10 Utah is visiting Arizona, and the Wildcats strike first. A new Solomon connects with Samaje Grant's 7-yard touchdown. Arizona gets things going first. They're up 10-0 in the first quarter. Gus, Joel, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. We were on the call when USC upset, at that time, 3rd-ranked Utah. And right now, an upset brewing in Stanford, California. The Cardinal down 38-30, and they'll start at their own 25. Hogan throwing on first down. Rector, first down, and more. Michael Rector gains 17 yards.
And the confidence of a senior quarterback who just made a critical error but comes right back with a great throw. Has to lead his team down the field in the most important series that he's played in his career here at Stanford. Has won conference championships, has won a Rose Bowl, but now in line for a national title, a potential playoff berth, needs to lead his team down the field for a touchdown.
First down and 10 at the 42. Hogan over the middle, and that ball is caught. Big reception by Dalton Schultz, the sophomore tight end, and he picks up another 17.
The maturity of Kevin Hogan is what's going to carry this team down the field. Losing his father late last year to a cancer battle that lasted 5 years. This young man understands perspective. This game is not too big for him. He knows what he needs to do.
First down and 10 at the Oregon 41. Hogan again to throw. With time, over the middle. McCaffrey, first down, as he tumbles down at the Oregon 23-yard line. So on the last 3 plays, a gain of 17, and now 18.
And the calm nature of number 8 in the pocket. Look, he throws this right at the ref. He understands the spacing. He knows that McCaffrey's going to be there. The only thing he had to trust is that the umpire was going to duck.
First down and 10 at the 23 for Stanford. Everything on the line on this drive for the Cardinal. Hogan, no, making McCaffrey running. McCaffrey finally pulled down at the 15.
The last time they did this and they pulled Kevin Hogan off the field when they had momentum, the very next snap was the interception off of McCaffrey's hands. His timing was thrown off. Very interested to see how his timing is here after being pulled off the field.
In 5 plays, the Cardinal have gotten down to the Oregon 15, 2nd and 2. Hogan, quarterback draw. And he will not pick up the first down. Henry Mondu gets him from behind. 2:43 and counting. Stanford with 2 timeouts left. Down by 8.
And the best short yardage team in the country brings out all of their big muscle. Ramon Wright, great short yardage back, number 22, and all the extra offensive linemen. Every time they've done this, it's been right at the left guard, Joshua Garnett.
3rd down and 1 at the 14. Hogan dropped it again. Oregon has it. Wow.
This time they did make the switch. Johnny Casper's 57 went in at center. Graham Schuler came out of the game, and it never looked like Kevin Hogan got the ball. The second fumbled snap of the fourth quarter may have ended the playoff chances for the Stanford Cardinal.
To Rodney Prevost with the fumble recovery. 2:06 to go. Stanford with 2 timeouts left. 38-30, Oregon. They hand it off to Royce Freeman. And a timeout call by the Cardinal. Senior quarterback Kevin Hogan can only look on from the sideline. 3 turnovers tonight, 1 interception, 2 lost fumbles in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 13. And Freeman crosses the line of scrimmage. And you can see the desperation in this Stanford defense. They want to get this guy one more opportunity as Stanford uses its final timeout with 1 minute and 58 seconds remaining. So you know coming up here for Oregon, it's going to be a run.
Got to be a run. Cannot take their chances with a pass, which means that Stanford's looking at getting the ball back at around 1:05, 1:10. They'll have no timeouts and need to drive the field for a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. First things first, with these explosive backs for Oregon, Stanford has to get a stop.
3rd down and 10. Adams rolling out. Adams, and he's sacked. Cody Whitfield gets him down at the 6-yard line. 4th sack of the night. So now Ian Wheeler will come on, and he will punt from his own end zone. Hogan with the chance to get great field position. No timeouts. Wheeler punting out of the back of his own end zone, and McCaffrey is back deep. McCaffrey, a Heisman candidate. Do they bring everybody here, Joel?
I don't think so. Set up for the return. Great field position possible here.
Here's a snap. And Helfrich calls a timeout.
Prior to the snap, timeout Oregon. Their first charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Last week, Oregon had 2 punts blocked by Cal. I know the urge is to come after it, but you risk running into the kicker. You risk a personal foul for roughing the kicker and creating a first down when you're going to get great field position. That's the key. Regardless of what happens, even if Christian McCaffrey has to fair catch, Stanford's going to get great field position, likely on the plus side of the 50. If I were Stanford, I would set up for the return because number 5 is one of the most electric players in the entire country, and he's liable to set you up inside the 30-yard line.
This young man leads the nation in all-purpose yards. Wheeler, back of his own end zone. McCaffrey at the 42. Wheeler to McCaffrey. McCaffrey with a chance. And McCaffrey taken down at midfield. Great special teams coverage by Oregon. Devin Allen on special teams. But with no timeouts, the Cardinal will come back on the field. And they'll have the football at the Oregon 49.
In the last series, the middle of the field was wide open. You risk throwing the ball over the middle and getting tackled short of the first down. With the clock rolling, you'll have to jump up there and spike the ball. If Hogan throws it between the hash marks, it has to be for a first down.
1:09 to go. Hogan throwing on first down with time. receiver. Great coverage by Ugo Amadi, the freshman.
What you have to understand is that the players on defense are going to play wide and deep. Watch Christian McCaffrey, number 5. If he just checks this ball down to Christian McCaffrey, he runs for a first down. Then you're in the 35-yard line territory, maybe even the 30 with the clock stopped, and you can come up and spike it. That still is at your disposal if you're Kevin Hogan.
2nd and 10 at the 49. Stanford ranks 7th in the nation. Winners of 8 in a row. Hogan steps up and caught over the middle for a first down. Trenton Irwin, the freshman from Valencia, California, with a gain of 14.
They're going to try to get a play actually called here instead of spiking the football. That's going to let about 8-10 seconds come off the clock. Boy, Mark Helfrich saved him there with the timeout.
Their second timeout of the half, 30 seconds in length.
Clearly didn't like something that was going on schematically for their defense. The last thing they wanted to do is give up a big play for a touchdown. So with timeouts at their disposal.
And you just have to think that David Shaw is trying to figure out a way to get the ball to Christian McCaffrey in space. He told us that he knows that McCaffrey on any given play can break it open for a big one.
I don't know if they have to design anything to him as much as Hogan just has to be patient enough to drop the ball down to him as the check down and allow him to run down the middle of the field for a first down.
No timeouts for Stanford. 48 seconds to go. Oregon leading by 8. First down and 10 at the 35. McCaffrey in the backfield. Hogan looking. Hogan deep. Oh, complete. Trenton Irwin was open.
Wide open down the sidelines. And it's just out of his reach. David Shaw knew it.
Second down and 10. Hogan. Looking. Hogan. Up the sideline. Incomplete. Rector was there. And Austin Hooper there as well.
They don't need the home run ball still, even with 36 seconds left. They've had great success throwing those curl routes over the middle of the field. Have to be past the chains for a first down.
Third down and 10 at the 35. 36 seconds remaining. Kevin Hogan looking for the first down. He's got Rector and the first down. Clock will stop.
I would come up and spike the ball here as soon as they're letting me snap it.
Stanford gets to the line of scrimmage. Now the clock restarts, and there's your spike with 28 seconds to go.
Now is when you start thinking about calling 2 plays in the huddle, so that if you do get a first down, you can come right up to the line of scrimmage against a tired defense and run a second play. This defense has defended 82 snaps to this point. Stanford has gained 502 yards.
Kajus will line up as the receiver at the top of your screen. He's 6'4". Second and 10 at the 24. Hogan with time. Hogan bounces out of the pocket, looking, and he'll dump it out of play. Well defended by this Oregon defense. Brings up third down and 10 with 19 seconds to go. No timeouts for David Shaw and his Stanford Cardinal.
These corners have done such a great job. Ugo Amadi, remember, came in for the injured Tyree Robinson. He's a true freshman. He's done an excellent job. Aaron Springs on the other side, number 1. Lockdown coverage so far.
Rector has been the best receiver for Hogan today. He lines up in the slot at the top of your screen. Third and 10. Here's Hogan. Looking, Hogan. Incomplete and a flag. A flag thrown. With 14 seconds left.
Pass interference, defense number 14.
Wow.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Wow, I don't know about this. They've let things like that go all game long. And Kajus brought that one in, but was out of bounds. Wow, what an amazing catch. But now, this brings up a totally different situation. 14 seconds. The ball's going to have to start going into the end zone on every one of these snaps. Getting tackled short of the goal line, you're going to risk this game ending.
Remember, Tabuada, as Oregon calls timeout. No timeouts for either team at this point. With 14 seconds to go, Ducks up by 8. Kevin Hogan has made some mistakes. 2 fumbled snaps recovered by Oregon in the fourth quarter. He's also thrown an interception. But this kid, he's big. Greg Tabuada, 6'5", 244. And they got him lined up on 5'11". Arian Springs, the last time he caught the football for a touchdown.
And we've seen that battle twice now. Springs got away with a bit of a hold and batted the ball away early in the game. The last time they went to that fade route, they were able to score a touchdown. That's exactly what the formation was on the last play, and they're going to do it again. 88, breaking out wide to the left. He'll be at the top of your screen.
And he basically just posts his man up in a flag.
Illegal substitution, 12 players on the field. Wow. Defense, half the distance to the goal, still first down.
That is an enormous penalty. Now, I don't know if you have to throw fade routes. So much at your disposal, in particular with all the tight ends and tall receivers they have.
Can you run it at all?
I don't think you can run it. I don't think you can run it. You risk the game ending.
14 seconds to go. First down and goal at the 4. Hogan in the corner. Touchdown! Tabuada! Kevin Hogan! Ice water in his veins! And Tabuada caught it on Arian Springs again!
And no time to celebrate. Stanford's got to go for 2.
What's the best kind of play to go for 2?
I would always put the ball on the left hash. You get to choose where to put the ball. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to choose the left center. If it were up to me, I would sprint Hogan out to the right side, slip a tight end from the right side of the formation back to the left corner of the end zone, a tight end throwback.
Do or die for Stanford. Their national championship hopes on the line. With this play, can their senior quarterback lead them? McCaffrey in motion. Hogan underneath, incomplete. And that's it. 10 seconds to go. Oregon holds.
Tyson Coleman comes up with a huge play again. Hogan wanted to wait, and he was going to have his tight end Hooper wide open. Walker was in coverage, but Hogan had to throw it too soon. A breakdown in protection from one of the best offensive lines in America.
And what a great call by Don Pelham, the defensive coordinator for Oregon.
A great call from Don Pelham to bring his outside linebacker on the 2-point conversion.
So now the onside kick coming up. Stanford needing some kind of miracle down 38-36. Conrad Ukropina will kick it. Takes a bounce, batted around, flag on the play. And I don't believe, Joel, the ball went 10 yards.
Well, Oregon touched it, so as soon as Oregon touches it, it becomes live. They were the ones that touched it first. I think Stanford was offside.
Offside, kicking team number 4. A 5-yard penalty will be added to the dead ball spot. First down.
What a win for the Oregon Ducks. And just a crushing defeat for the Stanford Cardinal.
And let's take a look at our Dr. Pepper play of the game.
It's all about Tyson Coleman and Joe Walker with an assist from coordinator Don Pellin. Dialing up the pressure, and they get a stop on the 2-point conversion. This defense has been dragged through the mud. And they come up with the biggest play of the game to beat the 7th-ranked team in the country.
And that's it. Oregon takes the knee on the final snap. Mark Helfrich and the Oregon Ducks ruining the season for the Stanford Cardinal. 38-36, the final. And when it's all said and done, it was the Oregon defense coming up with big plays when they needed them.
What a game.
Oregon upsetting Stanford 38-36. We'll return after these messages.